Cool. Well. Anyway, what I was saying is that, and maybe you can speak to this a little bit, is how do you uh, get comfortable with putting yourself out there, right? And getting to the point where you don't necessarily care what other people think, like being like, okay, well, some people resonate with my stuff, some people won't, and that's okay.
I think that's one of the things that holds people back from doing almost anything in life is that we're worried about what other people think. We're worried about, am I going to look like an idiot? Well, guess what? You are. You are going to look like an
Hmm.
idiot, especially when you first start anything. You don't know what you're doing. None of us have any idea what we're doing most of the time. But that's how you learn is you just start doing stuff. You just start getting out there and start moving. You'll figure it out as you go. And just looking like an idiot, that's part of the fun. When you
Yeah,
finally
and
let
I
go
think
of worrying about what other people think about you, it's just very freeing. It's just it's just that's when you really start having fun.
yeah, I completely agree, but it's easier said than done, right? I think a lot of people are very aware of the pressures, right? I think the comments and the mean people, like that's a real thing. And I'm not exactly sure how to tell people to let go of that. That seems like a pretty durable problem.
Well, it's people will say nasty things to you all the time, and I have it every day. Every day, I have people who think that I'm making fun of people with disabilities, or they think that
Oh, geez.
or they think that I'm an idiot myself. I get called all kinds of names, and people lash out at me for I don't I never take it personally though because I see it as really it's a problem. It's something with them. In fact, I had a guy one time. He said some pretty nasty things about me on as a comment on one of my YouTube videos. And instead of getting upset about it, I just sent him a private message. I just said, "Is everything with you okay? I mean,
Hmm.
I don't know why I don't know you, and you obviously don't know me, and you said all the things. What's going on that would what what it is about me that encouraged inspired you to say all these horrible things?" And it was interesting because he broke down. He says, "You know what? I'm really sorry." He said, "I've been having a hard time." His wife was breaking up with him. His kid was in the hot.
Mm.
He just had all these problems, and he just needed to lash out, and he just basically came across my video, and he just lashed out at me. And I told him, I said, "You know what? That's fine. Um, I'm sorry for what you're going through. And look, if mocking and ridiculing somebody on the internet makes your life better, then that's okay. I'm glad it's me and not somebody else." And then he apologized, and we've chatted. He took his comments down. He's actually uh, turned out to be a a nice dude. and and it's just taking that moment to say, "Hey, look, don't take this personally. It's obviously something's wrong in their life." A lot of these are people who don't have much going on, and getting a rise out of somebody on the internet is pretty much their whole life. It's their only way that they get attention and acknowledgement of any sort. And it's so
Yeah, yeah.
I don't get upset. I just kind of feel bad for them, really.
Yeah, and that's a great piece of advice, and that's something that I've been encouraging people to do too, and I've been trying to intentionally focus on is like just being positive to other people and uplifting and encouraging because there's so many people that are going through it, and you don't really know what somebody else is going through, and sometimes you see that nastiness is a manifestation of just people having a hard life, right? And
Yeah.
so, I would completely encourage people to reach out because people don't talk this way in real life, right? Like the internet's a weird place. Like we say things to people because there's an avatar, or it doesn't feel personal. It's like this is just not how human beings communicate generally, right? And it's so weird that we do this online and act like there's not, even if it's a cartoon avatar or something that's impersonal. There's really another human being at the other end of that message that you're sending. So just getting people to think about that and try to alter their behavior is a big issue for me. Or it's a thing that I really try to talk to people about and try to model online.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like if you're just, you're at, Home Depot shopping for something, and some person just down the aisle just turns around and just comes up to you and starts saying horrible things about you, mocking the way you're dressed and how you look, and then just walks away. You wouldn't sit there and get all, well, you might get upset about it and everything, but at the same time, part of you would just say, I think that person's psychotic. There's something wrong with that person. You know what I mean? That would be
Hmm.
your initial thought, is there's something wrong with them. I should probably avoid them. And you would
Right,
be
right.
right. And the internet's the same way. If you go, look, there's something going on there that I'm not privy to and probably don't want to know. Or sometimes people just need they're doing it for attention, and maybe they just need someone to just say, hi, I see you, I acknowledge you. Because I tell people, they worry about, they'll ask me about their friends who are depressed or having issues, and it's like, well, what do
Mhm.
I say to them? I said, you don't need to say anything. What They don't need to hear anything from you. What they need from you is just to know that they are being heard. They just
Mhm.
need someone to say, hey, I care about you, and I'm here to listen. And that's really what a lot of life is we've always lost this connection. I think going back to what you were saying before, is that it feels, there's sort of the separation, that you have from the internet. And as the internet and our phones become more important relationship, we have I mean I spend more time with my phone than I do anybody or anything in my life. And
Mhm.
it's because of that need to be connected. It's like I was thinking about this when I was growing up. The TV had to be on all the time. Even though half the time nobody was watching it, we all felt like the TV had to
Nope.
be on, because if it wasn't on, you felt like you were missing out on something. Something important might happen. We need to hear about it. You know,
Mhm.
and the internet it's become that 1,000 times worse. We just all feel like we need to be kept. We want that connection, and yet in that desire to always be connected, we're losing connection with the people around us. We're not we're
Yeah, and
not
that's
being present with the people that we love and care about.
yeah, and that's such a shame too, because the internet has such potential. And I'm not saying that it's all negative, right? Like it's obviously used for good purposes, but with all of the potential for good in the internet, it's really a shame to see so many people getting sucked into sort of that type of behavior online, man. Because we could, I just think about all the people that I'm in touch with. There's a guy that I know is going through kidney dialysis. I see him posting every day, and like I can actually send a message and say, hey, man, like here with you, like just encourage them in some way. We have this infinite connection, but we don't use it. Like it feels like it's more disproportionately used for negative means, and man, it bums me out. I really, and that's why I like your content so much, because it's so easy to encourage people if you try, right? Like make somebody smile, make somebody laugh, say I'm here for you. Um, Man, I just wish we could turn the tide there.
Yeah, yeah, and that's part of. I just had this moment when the whole COVID thing started up. Everybody was so
Hmm.
mad and angry and divisive, and just angry, scared, confused. And I kept thinking, because I'm seeing every day we're getting these ideas that, oh, we're going to be into a new world order and one government, and the aliens are going to come and suck our brains out, and all this stuff, and it was weird. It was a weird moment in time, and I thought, this is just this is not what everybody's making it out to be. We're really, this is really ridiculous. And so I decided I didn't want to be a part of the negativity. I didn't want to participate in all that. And so I just intentionally just like, I'm just putting out positive stuff into this world. I'm going to just try to be the big silly goofball that I am and share that with the world. And if I can help anybody else out and make their life a little bit better, then I'm going to do it. And who cares if it works? Who cares? You know, if I'm only connected with a few people, great. If I connect with a whole bunch, even better. But I'm just going to do it. I'm going to put myself out there. And instead of trying to look smart and important, I'm just a big idiot, just like everybody else. And I'm going to have fun doing it.
Well, you're far from an idiot, which leads me to my next serious topic, which is the importance of philosophy, right? And so what do you think philosophy can bring the world with respect to, improvement, like making the world a better place?
Well, it comes back to me. Socrates said that the unexamined life is not worth living, and
Mhm.
I I've always really felt that way. That I've always been looking for deeper meaning, finding just better ways to live my life, better ways to how to be a better son, be a better brother, a better husband, a better father, a better friend, just being a better person, and not just for myself. I mean, this is part of the thing is I'm not just trying to do it to aggrandize me. I'm not like I
Mhm.
I don't want to be out saying, "Hey, look at me, I'm amazing. Look at me, look at me."
Mhm.
I I want to help other people see that they're amazing, that they have a lot to give and a lot to offer in this world. And philosophy allows me the opportunity to really explore ideas and share them with other people. And a lot of people become intimidated by philosophy. They think that it's, very difficult, hard to understand. It's like, no, we're all philosophers. We've all been thinking about life. We all think about what all this means. And we're all trying to find a better connection and better understanding. And some of the ideas that you come up with without knowing it have been shared by some of the greatest minds of all time. And it's because you're smart and you're brilliant. And just because he came up with it, in the 1700s, doesn't any way delineate your experience. You coming up on your own and never having heard of whatever idea it might be. And that's part of what I want to show people is that philosophy is not something to be scared of. It's something you do already. You already are a philosopher. You already are looking for better ways of living your life and connecting with this world and trying to understand it and relate to everything. You're already doing it. And I'm just trying to point it out to people that, hey, you're you're a lot smarter than you think you are.